Hey there, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, joining you from the newsroom, giving you an update on the forecast. And just a heads up, it looks like over the next few days we're getting a tiny little taste of summer. You probably have noticed it's muggy outside. We've got that high humidity, and now that we're seeing some sunshine peeking through our area, things have been warming up a good bit. So that high humidity also making it feel a little warmer outside. But this morning, some of us did pick up some heavy rainfall, especially north of I-10 in Harrison County, Stone County. Also, you had some very slow moving showers and storms. And according to radar estimates, some spots today picked up 1 to 2 inches of rain, maybe even a little bit more than that in a few isolated areas. Obviously, though, not everyone has seen rain today. We can see that here on that radar estimated rainfall map. So if you missed out on the rain this morning, you do have a chance of seeing some more rain this afternoon, and we are watching a few spotty showers across the area. Not noticing too much in the way of lightning at this time. And again, it's kind of a grab bag. Some of us seeing a little rain right now, others of us are seeing some sunshine peeking through the clouds. Now to our west, they have been seeing more showers and thunderstorms. Earlier this afternoon, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning that was right around the Homa area. Looks like that has been allowed to expire, so that's some good news. But some slow moving showers and thunderstorms are continuing to produce some heavier downpours in parts of Louisiana. Rain this afternoon and into the evening is going to be very hit or miss. Don't get your hopes up too high if you've been wanting more rainfall. It's not going to be a guarantee today, but some of us will get caught under some heavy downpours at times within these showers and storms. You may also hear some rumbles of thunder. And the warm, humid air, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. We're likely going to stay in the upper 60s and low 70s overnight tonight. Looks like we've gotten past 80 right now in Gulfport at the airport, sitting at 81. Heat index coming in at 85. It's been a little while since I've had to talk about the heat index, but we are getting into that time of year, and it's all because of that high humidity. We have dew points right now in the low 70s. Temperatures as of about 2 o'clock, low to mid 80s. So spring is in full swing, but this is typically what we get during the later part of spring. So it seems like we are just a little bit ahead of schedule, and that higher humidity is also making it feel a little bit warmer. Now, it's not going to be as humid as what we get during the summer months, but the humidity today is pretty noticeable with dew points in the low 70s. Once we start to get dew points in the mid to upper 70s, that's when I consider it to be feeling pretty gross outside, to be honest. That's what we get during the summer months. So we're not quite there yet, but we are on our way. No doubt about that. You can feel it in the air. So looking at current dew points right now, we see those low 70s across the Gulf Coast. A few mid to upper 60s a little bit farther inland, so not quite as muggy or as humid a little bit to our north. Much drier air, though, it looks like up into parts of the southern plains and into Arkansas. So even Tunica seeing a dew point of 58, much more comfortable up there. And that's because they are north of a stationary front. This was a cold front. Now it's not really moving anymore, so we consider it stationary. South of this boundary, we can see a good bit of cloud cover. We can see scattered showers and thunderstorms, and this is where most of the higher humidity resides at this point. To the north of the front, the air is drier, and we can obviously see that as well on satellite and radar. Not seeing as many clouds, also not really seeing any rain north of this boundary. But this boundary will be sticking around tomorrow, and it will bring with it another chance for some hit or miss showers and storms. Severe weather risk today is very low, but it's not zero. Earlier in southeast Louisiana, we did see a severe thunderstorm warning. That is expired, but just a heads up, 1 or 2 strong to severe thunderstorms not completely out of the question. And I do want to mention too that these showers and storms are moving very slowly, so that could add to a flooding risk later today. But thankfully at this time, not really seeing any flooding out there. They had that issue yesterday around the New Orleans metro area. Thankfully we ended up being okay with that here in South Mississippi. But there is that potential just with these showers and storms not really moving around too much. So playing this out later this afternoon and evening will keep some of those spotty showers and thunderstorms around our area. As we lose a little bit more daytime heating, looks like our rain chances will decrease overnight tonight. We're only cooling down into the upper 60s and low 70s. Tomorrow is going to be another warm, humid day. I would expect many of us to be back into the low to mid 80s. Those of you that get rain will be able to cool down a little bit more, and similar to today, these showers and storms are going to be moving slowly. That could increase our flooding risk in some spots, but many of us are going to end up not seeing any rain tomorrow. And once we get past Wednesday, the opportunity for rain continues to decrease throughout the week. So notice there on Thursday, Futurecast keeps a lot of us dry. We'll see some sunshine. And we are going to be back into the low to mid 80s for the most part by Thursday afternoon. I would say rain chances really drop off by the weekend and even into early next week. We're really not expecting much rain. So for your weekend plans, that's some good news. I don't think rain is going to be much of an issue. 1 or 2 stray showers, not totally out of the question, but we're only keeping that rain chance at about 10% or so. Many of us are just going to see lots of sunshine. The reason why our rain chances are going to be lower, well, we have a ridge of high pressure that's going to be building in from the south and west, and that's going to be nudging in along the Gulf Coast. With a ridge of high pressure, we generally see more sinking air. That prevents showers and thunderstorms from developing, and as that air sinks and moves closer to the surface, it warms as it does so. So not only do rain chances decrease under a ridge of high pressure, but our temperatures also increase. And that's going to be the reason why things will be heating up by the end of the week and into the weekend. Notice there that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we are forecasting highs in the mid 80s. These are high temperatures forecasted for the coastal area, the Gulfport area. Our average high in Gulfport at this point in the year is at 78. So obviously we are expected to be above average by the end of the week and into the weekend. On top of that, it's still going to be fairly humid outside, and that's going to make it feel warmer. Now, if you live inland, I apologize, this is supposed to say high temperatures, not low temperatures. These are high temperatures this week. Things are going to be getting even warmer. The farther you are away from the cooler water in the sound, the better chance you have at reaching the upper 80s, maybe possibly even getting close to 90 at times by the weekend and into early next week. And of course, with that higher humidity, that's going to make it feel even hotter outside. So not quite as hot as what we get during June, July, and August, but you can tell that things are starting to trend in that direction. Things are starting to heat up a little bit more here in coastal Mississippi. I was curious, did some research as to when we typically see our first 90-degree day in Gulfport. Keep in mind this is on the coast. Inland areas typically get their 90-degree day or the first day a little bit earlier. Generally speaking, our average day for getting that is right around May 24th. Last year that happened a bit earlier, May 10th. In 2021, we had a very rainy spring and summer, so that prevented us from warming up as much. So it took until June for us to finally get that 90-degree day at Gulfport. However, back in 2020, we had that 90-degree day on April 9th. So it does vary year to year, obviously, but generally speaking, it's by the middle to end of May that we start to see temperatures getting closer to 90 on the coast. As far as the humidity goes, I don't see any relief anytime soon. We're still going to keep dew points upper 60s, low 70s, just like what we've had today, so it's already feeling a little muggy outside. If you're from around here, you know that more of this is to come. By the summertime, the muggy meter will continue to increase most likely, and eventually we'll get those dew points in the mid to upper 70s. It's coming. It happens every year. So while it is still considered humid at this point, it's not as bad as what it could be, as we know. For your marine forecast today, looking at a light chop, seas offshore a little higher at 3 to 5 feet. We're keeping that UV index very high today. We've got some of that sunshine peeking through the clouds. As we head into, it looks like this evening, overnight tonight, we will be approaching low tide. High tide is actually going to be happening tomorrow evening, right around 8 to 9 o'clock, I went ahead and adjusted those tides for tomorrow. So as for high tide tonight, that's actually going to be happening between 6 and 7 o'clock this evening. 7-day forecast. Plenty of 80s, plenty of warmth. Your AC probably not getting too much of a break during the overnight hours. We're still only cooling down into the upper 60s and low 70s. Your AC probably working pretty hard by the end of the week and into the weekend, with temperatures in the mid 80s on the coast, upper 80s expected farther inland, and of course the high humidity is going to make it feel warmer. But if you have outdoor plans this weekend, rain is not going to be much of an issue. Looks like we'll keep rain chances at bay very early next week into Sunday and Monday, but we're going to keep the warmth around at least through the end of April. So in the near future, just not seeing any chance for a cool down. And as we get closer to May and as we start to get into the end of spring, those opportunities for big cold fronts, well, those opportunities, they continue to shrink. So obviously this week things are going to be warm, muggy. After today and tomorrow, our rain chances will be decreasing. Don't count on a lot of rain heading into the weekend. So I will have another update on our forecast coming up today at 4 o'clock. Hopefully you can join me then. We'll have another look at our first alert radar to see what showers and thunderstorms are happening across the area. And our Chief Meteorologist, Eric Johnson, will also be on air later this evening, bringing you the latest forecast as well. So for the time being, hopefully everyone can stay cool and maybe enjoy some AC a little bit. And we hope to see you at 4 o'clock.